Hey everybody, it's Master Galengeist here, bringing you my review for Doctor Strange issue 10, which is also the 400th issue of Doctor Strange, and it's pretty cool. It does a good job of the first story, just continuing what we've been seeing monthly with Strange, while we also get two more Strange stories and a third one that deals with another Strange foe. So, the first part, I really liked how we got more information on the person behind what's kind of been going on, even from the beginning. So, we see Doctor Strange dealing with the Ancient One. We see that this guy had come, and we'd see that the Ancient One had been in his astral plane form, seeing all these different kind of cool things when he was suddenly yanked out, and he's like back in his mortal coil, and he's like, well, yeah, you're old, and it you'd have enough time if I let you to figure out the spell I used to pull you back here. But I'm not going to let you do that. He calls upon his associate and he has him remove all of the Ancient One's knowledge of magic. It's like, whoa, he says, this is the price. It's like, ooh. And I like the reoccurring theme of always being brought up of price. So we then get back and we see that Doctor Strange has to be the mentor to the Ancient One to reteach him this magic so that way he doesn't die. And he even gives him like about a day to about a week's worth of time from his lifeline to stabilize him, and that he's trying to be as fast as he can, even though he doesn't have near the patience that the Ancient One had with him. And it's kind of crazy to see the roles reversed like this. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, all right, that's it. I'm gonna go find this dude. And he was able to kind of divine the guy's kind of whereabouts and has bats guard the Ancient One, and he goes in and it's like this giant accounting office for magic. We see all these different people calling up and saying, okay, these debts have been called and you gotta pay, otherwise you're screwed. But of course Strange goes off and he meets in the office with, we'll call him the accountant. That's about all that we've got on him. And he's going, I thought we could talk about this civilly. And it starts being brought up like that Strange is like, I don't follow these rules anymore. It's like, oh, okay. And he's trying to use magic on him, but it's not working. And he also brings up that he has Wong, Zelma, and Kana captured. And he's like, hey, I can read your face and everything. I can read all of your frustration. And I can see you trying to exert your will on me, even though I have control of all your powers. I'm like, what are you going to do? And of course, Wong, one of the greatest martial artists in the Marvel Universe, has taught Steven a thing or two, and he just starts going ham on the accountant dude. I'm like, yes, you always have to watch out for that, because if you're dealing with a smart tactician and battle-hardened warrior veteran, they will have thought of the chance that someone will take away their usual trump cards. Thereby, they will train themselves to open up a can of whoop-ass when it is needed. And seeing Strange just, it was really kind of cool how it was done, and I hope that when we see kind of fight scenes going forward, that some of the physicality that was used here was kind of put into effect as well, because they're just really well done, and I really liked them. And he's able to get the keys, unlock, and be like, okay, cool, you guys are safe. Now what do we got to do? It's like, oh, the price. What is? Do you trying to get Strange to understand that concept? He's like, yeah, by saying all these different kind of by the moons of Mundapore and all that, you're calling upon a higher deity and using their powers. Like, yes, correct. And guess what? Your friends were collateral for the Earth. And also, I had taken away your magic, which is what had happened in the first issue, for that. But then you went off and you got into communing with alien ones that you don't even know to get magic, and now one of your ones have called upon it to get your debt. And it's like, who? The Faltine. Of course, then Dormammu shows up, and he's one of the Faltine. He's like, don't worry, Dormammu. I've leveled up, so take this back. It's not happening on Earth. He's like, you can tell them yourself. We go to Earth, and it's being completely ransacked by the Faltine. And it's like, holy crap. Wong, Zelma, and Kana are just dumbfounded. Kind of like, we just follow Steven's lead, and Steven's like, yeah, what we can do is lose. It's like, ooh, that's pretty big. Because Strange has been like, there's no cost for this anymore. It's like, there's always a cost. Now, granted, It might not be done in the traditional senses that we've been seeing in past issues, but there is always a consequence to magic. There's always a consequence to affecting the order of the universe, and this is one of those consequences. How are you going to fix this? It's like, ooh, okay. And that's where that part ends, and we're like, all right, I'm totally into seeing where that goes. I really liked how it was tied back to the beginning and where we're going to go from here, because this is a big kind of thing to kind of fight, and not your usual kind of strange fights. Yeah. We then go and we see this little thing where this one guy is called Strange because his son's like on this one gem, and it's like, what's going on with it? He evidently was using it to show bullies to show that he was cool, but of course they tried to mess with him and take it, and he'd used it, it sucked one of them in. It's like, crap. Okay, so he goes in to kind of find the kid, and it's like got all these kind of wolf things around it. It's really dark, but the one kid who had the gem came in and helped bring the other boy out, and he's like, yeah, I had to go in there, and they're able to have escaped. And Stranger's like, why'd you do this? Like, yeah, I had to go in there. He might have been the bully, but we have to save everybody, even the jerks. And of course, he was talking about how that was the light to tell his friends that one. That was a pretty good little thing to celebrate Strange. I'm like, yeah. We then go and we go back even further, and we see Strange apprenticing under the Ancient One, and that whole kind of scenario. And I like that kind of spin that the Ancient One was using Strange to find out the true depths of Mordo's power and ambition, because Strange was pretty much an asshole during the beginning of what was going on, snoring, complaining about everything, saying that the food was crap and all that, and just pushing Mordo closer and closer, and he then puts a spell on the Ancient One to kill him. And he puts a spell on Strange to keep him from talking about it, and like, oh crap. And Stranger's like, okay, I want to apprentice under you, because he can't just kind of let that go. And of course, the Ancient One saw that there's a spark of compassion within him with the Eye of Agamotto, and he's able to remove the effects of Mordo's spell, but says that he's going to keep Mordo on because, hey, he can more easily control him with what's going on here. And if he's got him closer to him. And I was like, that is a good tactic, Ancient One. So then we see this kind of cool splash page that we've got celebrating Strange, and then we see Nightmare, and it's kind of crazy because he's like freaked out, and then we see him running from Strange, and evidently during a battle he had fallen asleep, and his soldiers had let him sleep, and he's like, I told you to never do that, and chops his head off. It's like, that's pretty interesting that Nightmare has nightmares about Strange going after him. It's like, ooh, that's kind of cool. So this was a good celebration of Doctor Strange 400th issue. It did a great job of setting up and continuing the conflict that we've seen in the monthly books, and just having some cool stories that are done with really nice artwork, recalling Strange's past and everything, while still keeping him grounded, because the one with the jewel was done in kind of a similar style as like his older school kind of comics, but yet he still had the new kind of kick-ass armor and everything, and I just really enjoyed this and thought this was a good celebration of Doctor Strange. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.